Good morning, one and all. We bring you peace and tidings of joy as we head into this Christmas, not festive, Christmas period. We're putting the Christ back in Christmas. So welcome to another one of the three amigos. We have, it's Bassoon as well, we just live in it. Everyone's a winner, babe. We beat Brentford.
The four amigos, I'll have you know.
Look at this, and we've got a hound. A hound with a toy. It's difficult to tell which party's which from this angle. Gentlemen, how are we? Chris, how are you?
I am very good, thank you. Always a pleasure to see you two fine gentlemen. And we can celebrate a win, so we won't be accused of being grumpy. Well,
And
you two old, me getting there.
How's life in the VIP lane, Tony?
Oh, absolutely stunning, mate, as always. Chris, I'm just curious, is that Spit the dog you've got there or something? Because it looked like the way he was holding it up. It's like that.
Yeah.
No, the little one had come to say hello to you guys, and she was holding, I think it was a sheep in her mouth or something.
Oh, I'm no doubt she's probably got more. She could probably talk more sense than the three of us put together anyway.
Yeah.
Probably holding a Spit the dog. So, Brentford, did you go, Christopher?
I did. I dragged myself off a flight overnight and I went to Brentford, and for once it was enjoyable. For once we played progressive, attacking, attractive football, and in return the team got some support, some cheer and some happiness from the fans. So it's incredible, isn't it, that if you play an attractive brand, that ekes out positivity in the following fans. So it was an enjoyable day.
Stunning revelation, that, Chris, isn't it? Stunning revelation, isn't it?
Yeah, enjoyable day. And I will take the 3 points and I will take the 2 goals. But please don't think I'm negative when I say it was only Brentford and they weren't very good. But we won and it was 3 points.
It's all very transactional. What did you think of it, Tony?
I agree, Chris. I think the first half of football, I expected Brentford to give us a hell of a lot more problems. I really did. So that was slightly disappointing because I'd like to have seen us really play that sort of football against a team that really challenged us, but they were very, very passive. Normally they're very aggressive and they get in. I mean, they beat Man United, didn't they? 3-1. And they were very good on that game, really good on that game. They just didn't turn up at all. They were just very passive, allowed us to play the football we wanted to play. I think some of that was the fact that we didn't allow them to get into the game. There was a couple of odd moments, but I think I think the team balance looked very good. It looked a little bit more balanced. So, I'm still not a fan of Spence at left back, but at the moment with the way Doggy's playing, I think Spence at left back is probably the better option. But overall, I thought that, especially the first half, was some of the best football we've seen this season. It was really, really, really good football, very precise, but also quick. It wasn't sort of strolling around. It was bang, 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 forward, go, and that was it. It was almost like the shackles had been taken off of them, and it was really good to see that. And obviously the 2 goals were really good goals, and that goal from Xavi will no doubt giving him a massive, massive, massive boost of confidence because that was an excellent goal.
Your man Spence could actually have scored, couldn't he, when he went through? And from an attack perspective, he had it. And we won't get too excited too soon, but I thought Archie Gray did the basics very well. Wasn't outstanding by any stretch of the imagination, but he added a little bit of energy in there. And for 20 minutes, he didn't really feature or cause any think on the Richter scale, but he settled into the game, did well. But as you said, we've always hoped that there was a player in Xavi Simons, or else you wouldn't have paid 65 million for him. But for me, it looked like he'd probably been doing some work in the gym. He looked like a little bit fitter. He looked a little bit more aggressive, starting with the goal where it commenced with the 2-footed challenge to win the ball back in midfield. So that's what we need. And if we get that, there's much improved player. And we're at home tomorrow night in the Champions League against, who is it, a Czech team or something, Slavia Prague or something?
Slavia Prague, isn't it? Slavia Prague tomorrow night, isn't it?
So that's a game where if you could go on and get another goal, 2 on the bounce, all of a sudden it might be that coming of age moment. But we're Tottenham, we've been here before, that remains to be seen.
Talking of value for money, I just thought I'd share this with you from the Daily Mail. Tottenham, and this is going through basically what you get, the size of bang you get for your buck. And it says here, Tottenham, on the other hand, should have a lot more to answer for, as their fans are paying £171.20 per point, picking up, this is about the Champions League, just picking up just one win in the process. For a little over double that at 345, you can buy a season ticket at West Ham United, the lowest price season ticket in the league. Watching the Irons would be cheaper and perhaps better value for money. Obviously, they're not in the same competition, but they are. If I can just finish, that would be helpful. Sorry, because this is only a couple of things, and I don't want to. The West Ham fans are only paying £43.16 per goal, compared to Spurs £108.50. And only Wolverhampton Wanderers sit lower than Spurs on a points to price table. So that goes down your avenue of pain there, Chris, in respect of the fact that Spurs are expensive, but they're not delivering value for money.
And that's the age-old thing. You want, as Robbie Williams once said, entertain me. And that's all you want. You want to go and be entertained. You want to enjoy it. And you want to feel that money you are spending, you're getting some positivity out. Whereas for almost a calendar year, I've thought, who's the mug paying these elaborate season ticket costs, and then the cost per game to get down there. So, yeah.
Well, the thing for me as well is that I think a lot of football fans they get lost in the mists of the emotion, and it's very easy to be emotional online. You know, the faux emotion, the fake emotion. Whereas in reality, the guy that will tell you that he's Tottenham till he dies and does all this isn't really like that in real life, unless he's had 27 points.
You just need to slightly alter your turn of phrase there, mate. It's very easy to be stupid online.
Yeah. Whereas when you're and this is one of the charges that just read that out, and it's price per point, and you say, "Oh, that sounds very transactional." Yeah, it is. It's very transactional. Because I tell you something, if you want an atmosphere to rival no other, very easy. Charge everybody a tenner. You will see people arriving with idiot grins on their faces, going mental for 2-3 hours. You want a dwell time in the stadium, make all the drinks £1. I'll get there at 10 a.m. for a 3 o'clock kickoff if you charge me £1 for a pint of whatever the hell it is.
In the old days,
you can almost afford to do it because you're using those fill up from the bottom glasses, so you're not paying people £10 an hour to serve you.
I hope this is not your business model for the pub, H.
No, it's interesting. It's interesting because I won't go down the thing, because there's a couple of people who got absolutely irate that I have the audacity to do what is occupying my every fucking waking moment of the day when I'm not doing this. But the margins on beer aren't that bad. And I think there's a lot of people, football clubs included, who take it for granted that they should earn a living. And I believe you need to fight, and you need to organise, and you need to strategize in order to get paid. You know, I mean, I could take, and this goes to football. But I've had this conversation with numerous people who have been stunned and appalled and shocked and wondered and happy. And I say, you do understand, we're not just opening the doors and going, well, my mummy said I've got beautiful eyes, so we're going to be able to charge £5 for a pint of Carling, just like the other 10 guys that failed before us. And I think football clubs need to do their bit. They need to play their part. And if you're going to charge people £100 for a seat, let's say, and you're going to charge £10 a pint, I want to see some product. I mean, I went to see Marilyn Manson recently in Nottingham. Now, whether you love him or hate him, I don't care. But it was £10 a pint virtually everywhere in the arena. But the product was insane, and people thought that I just got out of a Rolls Royce, because I went there to have a good time and the whole thing, and I was not disappointed. It was an incredible show, but that was like going to a football match. And because the act, because the performance, because the transaction was equal to my investment, I had a great time. And that's me paying the wrong end. I think it was $8.90 or $9.80 a pint. People thought I'd arrived in a gold Rolls Royce, but the reality was I got value for money.
The thing is, though, with football, there's a slight difference between all these things like the pubs and what you said. And then the reason is that they've got a captive audience because they've got people who love the club, who love the Spurs, and they always eternally live in hope that things are going to get better and we're going to be more competitive. So it's a kind of it's an emotional not emotional blackmail, but perhaps it is a bit of emotional blackmail because ultimately,
you're right. I think it is blackmail.
And so therefore they can afford to just basically fleece the shite out of people purely and solely because they know they're going to keep coming back, no matter what. And so they almost have a captive audience. It's emotional blackmail coupled with a captive audience. And that's the reason why they're doing what they're doing, because they know they're always going to get that money. Whereas like your pub or Marilyn Manson or whoever, you have the right to say, you almost will just go, you know what, not for me. I'm not interested in spending my money there. I'm going somewhere else, or I'm doing something else and I'm not going there.
Correct. I mean, we're doing a lot of things. It's going to be a rock and roll themed pub, which isn't to say we're going to have Bill Haley playing, but the music thing will be curated by us. The bar has been curated by us. And we've got stuff at certain price points and stuff with margin. So every single, say, football matches, that's going to be a major thing. Villa games, because we're not far from Villa Park, and Spurs games, I will be hosting for away games in the bar. There will be that we have brought in product that we have committed to this, that, and the other in order to command price. So when you come and watch a Spurs game, it's not like it's built in, but it's planned, it's strategized, so we can offer a pint that's several quid cheaper than drinking in town. And we'll have the telly on loud, you don't have to ask us, and it'll be on loud throughout the game and before the game and after the game, because it's all about the football. But the point is there's a promotion, and when we have comedy, there's a promotion. We're doing comedy with Orchard Barn, the Ricky Gervais vodka. There's a promotion. We're doing live music in conjunction with Jack Daniels, and that's not just Jack Daniels. It's Woodford Reserve and all their tequilas and all their other really exciting spirits. It's a promotion. It's subsidized. We've got subsidies with Jameson's. So, it's just going to elevate the offer, but it's about making the transaction work. Whereas in football, you start saying, I'd really like to win something. Well, that's a bit entitled, isn't it? No, not really. I can say here, I can sit and pontificate till my eyes bleed here and tell you what a diehard fan I am, and my dad was Tottenham, and blah, blah, blah. I can't do that in reality. I'd run out. I'd lose the will to live. I'd be remembering that my ticket cost me 100 and whatever quid. I'd be remembering that my railway ticket cost me whatever X tens of quid.
How dare you be so negative off the back of a stunning victory against Brentford, sir? It's outrageous.
Oh, sorry. Reality comes to stay.
I think the Grinch has arrived early.
Oh, Christmas isn't happening.
Well, from a financial perspective, you hope it is to get the pundits through the door.
Yeah, no. I mean, listen, that's a totally different thing. I'm talking about sitting around a tree like some moron. Christmas is for kids, and I don't know any children since the order.
Well, are you sure you don't know? Are you sure you don't know any children? Are you sure about that?
That is all in the past. You say it's all in the past.
Yeah. Are you sure? Are you sure Madeline won't be there for Christmas?
I do not know of what you speak of, and I am unable to continue without the presence of a solicitor. Thank you very much.
Surely the world's longest hide and seek game's finished itself by now.
That is what I said to the court. That is exactly what I said to the court. I said, "Handy Hawk," as I walked into the central court in the Old Bailey. I said, "Handy Hawk." Nick Sheeston.
When she was asked by a psychologist to show which part of the doll that where you'd been touched, she pointed everywhere.
So, how are we feeling about Spurs then? Because we've been through this absolute usual cock and ball story where the fans were ostracised for having the audacity to boo. I mean, maybe people will come into my pub and boo. I mean, if they do, fantastic. And that's why we have extensively trained security guards. But no, I mean, but people are entitled to vote with their feet, speak how they find. I mean, I walked into a shop, in fact, yesterday. Do you know, I don't understand what it was. It's probably because I've been living on finger food for the last week.
I thought you looked slim.
Well, it's Christmas, mate. Christmas. I don't need much provocation to lapse into the finger food diet. No, this is all smoke and mirrors. I just had a shave. But no, it's. I mean, I was looking for hot dogs yesterday. Who wants an hot dog in December? Bing, I'm over here, but I couldn't find any. I couldn't find anybody. They Marks and Spencer's off the shelves. Still got the cold meats, but they don't regard it as a Christmas product, so it's obviously been dropped or they sold out. I don't know. But the point being is that you walk into stores, and if you don't see what you want, you walk out again. But in football, that's entitlement. You're not allowed to boo. Well, people don't boo at the opera. Well, no, they don't. But they only go to see really good singers. And
but they clap very politely when they don't like something. They don't give it the effusive praise. They just clap very politely and very gentle.
Absolutely. And the thing is, it's humans. Humans will tell you how they feel, and unfortunately, the internet gives us a lot of that. But so we had this thing at Spurs whereby the fans booed, then the players took umbrage, and the players decided that they had a counter strategy for that, which included all walking off together to show the sort of unity that they can only come up with when a coach has been sacked and they've won a trophy. But now we're back to the thing, and they announced this morning, because some of us were up very early,
that we're going to Australia.
Going to Australia, and what did Uncle Frank say? He said, "I'm looking forward to the fans over there. I've heard nothing but good things." Dear me.
You forgot one important element there, H. That it also took somebody to have a word in Frank's ear as he went from criticising the fans to very quickly reversing to trying to water down his response on that dreaded Saturday afternoon when we'd lost at home to Fulham.
Yeah,
beep, beep, beep. This comment is reversing.
Yeah. This coach is reversing. Beep, beep. But no, he did do a 180 on that, and I just, this is one of the problems when you don't speak as you find. And I can't mention the person because they might jump off a bridge and that would be my fault. But there is a Tottenham commentator out there who has had an endless to and fro with his audience, endless. And it is all down to not being genuine, not speaking as you find. It's all talking as if you're working for the BBC or something, or the Guardian or some other hate-filled craziness. And if you just speak as you find, you might offend a few people. Well, offence is taken. It's not rammed down your throat. But, it's just be normal and life will cause you less aggravation.
We were watching the Brentford game.
That's what's happened with Thomas.
Yeah, we were watching the Brentford game. Me and my wife were watching it on telly, one of your
I must say, your recommendation was excellent. Service was superb, and I would certainly recommend.
The self praise is no recommendation, mate. Honestly,
we're still all right on that. I paid you enough. We're all level bevel, are we?
Yeah, well, I don't know about that, mate.
Yeah, until about April next year, I think you're good.
I think probably about that sort of time.
I'm better than April because I'm.
Did you refer a few people and get the?
Yeah, he got the old. Yeah. He got a cough. You see, so
wait until you're using it in the pub. It'll save you a fortune on the business subscriptions with Sky.
Well, it's a nice try. And if anybody wants to send me the details of their broadcast systems, they're very welcome. But I've done a deal. No, not that bloody pub. I've done a deal, and we're getting a massive discount by stocking a couple of products, including Prava, your golden nectar.
I was going to say, for the Sky boxes, I think that's a little bit unusual in a pub.
Yeah.
Well, we've actually come up with this thing, and I don't know if it's going to work. I've seen it online, but we're doing it, and you put 3 or 4 TVs together, and then broadcast the one thing across all 4 TVs.
Oh yeah.
Remember the first time you saw a widescreen film like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and went, "Wow, we're going to do that with the football."
Nicely done. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I think that could be our tagline, mate.
This is us. Chris is now showing us the Barbara Woodhouse approach to the dog husbandry by going, now.
I've got to turn this delivery at the front door. 1 moment.
1 moment. He's going to go
I'm just about to give the dog some correction. But me and my wife watching the game on Saturday.
I apologise to the RSPCA for any disturbing scenes.
Indeed, no. Was it no animals are harmed in the making of this production? But me and my wife watching the game, and we were talking about this whole thing around the fact that about all this rubbish about complaining and oh no, we're being booed and hurty and all that sort of nonsense.
Yeah.
And she told me, she said the exact words came out of her mouth was, my wife, very plain speaking when she wants to be, was, well, if I'm paying a hell of a load of money to watch a load of crap football, then I'm going to bloody complain.
You were a bit quick now. You said, my wife, very plain speaking, I was going to say, especially in the bedroom. What the was that? No, that's tremendous.
Yes, Tony. You'll take it up the ass.
The anus. Here he is, covered in blood and fur. How was it, Chris?
Well, I tell you what, these Amazon drivers don't realise the more you antagonise 2 Labradors, the more they bark. And it's a funny period of the year, isn't it, where you seem to get parcels daily that you have no knowledge of.
Might it be? I don't know. I don't want to interfere, but I mean, is taking an Amazon driver hostage a good ploy at this time of year? Would it cause less frustration to all if you just let him go?
Industrial strength. They deliver industrial strength steroids now, do they?
I wouldn't know what you're talking about, Tony.
Rocky.
Recommend, although the delivery was a little bit ropey. God, it's like the black hole of Calcutta. Don't come to Birmingham for your Christmas holidays, folks. The sun's on strike.
I've done a pretty good job of avoiding it for 47 years. There's no real incentive to come up there.
Spoken like a true suburban.
So getting back to your Tottenham question, we have as a fan base that ability to suffer from premature excitement, and you get all of these idiots on social media coming up with terms like cooking and baller, and those same people are now trying to convince me after a few goals here and there that, oh yeah, Richarlison is Brazil's number 9 and things are changing. Why do we need to get rid of him? Because he is an absolutely rubbish footballer, and 5 games from now he'll have gone to that goal drought that he suffers from all the time, and we're realising that we don't progress unless we take meaningful steps to sign a proper centre forward.
Well, if you want to hear the funniest one, and I think it's the funniest one, some stat man or something like this on social media, and I actually had to double take it, and I learned to read at an early age, so and it said Richarlison has scored, and I can't remember what it was, but it was a huge number of goals. Yeah.
17 goals in his last
24, 17 goals in his last 24 appearances, which goes back to literally the day he joined us.
Yeah.
So a third or a 50% of that time they're taking the sample group from, he's not been available. But this is the disease there is in the fan base and in football people generally. But what do you do? And even I noticed the boot room has gone pop. Does anybody else notice that? Silence fell across the land. TBR, the boot room website.
Yeah.
It's gone pop.
Well,
don't say I didn't warn you.
That gives the boy HOTSPUR blog a little bit of a free ride into publishing.
I wish it did. You could put out hot meals, and the tramps around here wouldn't take them. Football's a bit screwed up at the moment, but we're holding our own, as they say.
I thought, anyway, Chris, are you complaining about Birmingham, Chris? I thought, your part of the country was Little Birmingham.
Excuse me, without giving too much away, it's an affluent area around here.
It's not affluent. I've been there. Even your local licensees are handy and animated, shall we say?
But have you ever been to chicken and chips before by a bloke with one tooth who serves up bugle as if it's going out of fashion?
MDMA on toast is what that says if you translate it from the original halal.
Okay, moving swiftly on. What did we think about Basuma then? Mr. Basuma and his inhaling activities.
It confirms for me that he's one of the most stupid human beings I've ever heard of. So next time you see somebody, and it won't be long, I mean, everybody's working hard to make it a big, inclusive world. Next time you see somebody walking down the road with their underpants showing out the back of their trousers, and doing the anting thing and all the rest of it, and not working, that's where they're heading. That's where they're. And curiously enough, I know I'm going to sound like I'm a grandfather now. I hope I'm not. But on the streets in Birmingham, in certain places, you can see those canisters, those gas canisters.
People need hope.
They need something. They might need a bit of imprisoning. I don't know. But, do you remember? In the 70s, I remember this, and it was still around in the 80s. You used to see lots of cigarette butts on the street, and you'd see where cars emptied out. They shook out their cigarette tray, cigarette holder. And now people aren't smoking so much. Everybody's vaping themselves to an inch of their lives. If you can see me in this cupboard, and now on the streets, what have we got? Because you can get a fine for dropping a cigarette in certain parts of the world. There's now those canisters of that laughing gas, that nitrous oxide. So I'd just like to thank the Labour government for all their hard work, and for the Tory government before that for all their hard work, for creating such a peaceful and prosperous and wonderful place to live.
Yeah, you have a bloke who's been paying 70, 80 grand a week to deliver absolutely nothing. He removed any mention of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club over the weekend from any of his social media feeds. But you should turn around and sack this bloke. You should say you're in breach of your contract. You've previously been found, well, not guilty, but you breached your contract.
No, he was found guilty. He
was
found guilty before. This is how dumb he is. The photos last time around, he took and posted online. And this time around, he was trying to entice some poor old brass to come and join him. Yeah.
So why are we sticking with this bloke? No one's going to sign him. He's going to end up in either Turkey or Saudi Arabia, would be my guess. But we continue to pay him. Why don't we just say, nah, enough's enough, and call it a day?
I guarantee you that the football contracts don't have anything as onerous as if you are caught taking drugs or any illegal substances, your contract is null and void due to brand damage.
Let's be honest, mate. Let's be honest with football, especially in the Premier League as well. If you had some form of morality clause in there, 90% of them would disappear overnight.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. But all I'm saying is that the contracts and everything, the whole world they live in, revolves around them being wonderful and there being no other sort of possible direction for things to go in.
I just think I'd just like to do that, the little hand wave and just say, off you fuck.
Yeah. He needs to get gone and take your vibes with you. That's what needs to happen.
9 minutes for our first expletive into the stream. Good work. I'm proud of you.
What doesn't swear that much and has 2 thumbs?
I know where you got that from.
So, who do we play next, and where do you think we are going to go? I know I think
Nottingham Forest, isn't it? It's Nottingham Forest and Liverpool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Slavia Prague tomorrow night, then Nottingham Forest, then Liverpool. And if you watched the Leeds game the other night, what a belting game of football that was. But
there you go. Look, you can. Oh, look, how did that happen? Did you see that? Oh, hang on.
Is that your halo?
No. I had the light on my phone because I'm sat here in absolute darkness. And by coincidence, when I raised my arm, a bit of sunshine came out. There you go.
It's a reflection off all the grey hairs in that head.
Yeah, at least I've got hair, mate. Don't worry about that.
It's called a skin fade.
Hair is wasted on the living.
Yeah, the pair of you two bald eagles.
That's not bald.
You don't have a skin fade when you're parting.
It's not baldness, mate. It's solar power for a love machine.
I
didn't see the game the other night, Chris. Though I wish I had. I was out, so I didn't see it.
What, Liverpool have spent £300-400 million, and they've got absolutely terrible. Like, this isn't a Liverpool podcast, so I won't bore you with too much. But Kirkez at left back's no better than Andy Robinson was there. Both the centre backs are falling to pieces with age. Konate doesn't look up to it. Van Dijk's mother age is catching up with him. Salah is experiencing the phenomenon that Son experienced, where you turn 33, 34, the body's not capable of doing what it could when you're 29, 30. But they just look all over the place. But they will come to Tottenham, and Dr. Tottenham will visit them.
That's the correct answer.
And they will probably romp away with a 4-5-1 victory or something ridiculous. So we've seen it time and time again.
So, I mean, the thing is, and I know this is going to sound sympathetic to a degree, but did Onslaught pick those players? Because if he didn't, I mean, I don't care. I mean, I hope they get relegated. But, I mean, did he pick those players? If he didn't pick the players, then it's academic. You know, that's the problem. Because football clubs aren't letting people, manage their sides.
Yeah. But so we've got that Liverpool game. Nottingham Forest is a key one for me. 2:00 next Sunday afternoon. They got absolutely battered by Everton. Didn't look good at all. But the 3 points we picked up on Saturday only mean something if we go on to repeat that type of performance and we go away to the City Ground where we've got to fancy our chances. And it's become a bit personal after the Marinakis Levy shambles during the summer. Well, shambolic from Levy's perspective, not Marinakis, because Nottingham Forest always win, as he tells us. So we should be going there and fancying our chances.
No, I think you're right. I don't like Nottingham Forest these days. And I don't think they're up to much. They're certainly no better than Brentford, is what I would say. Is that home or away? Sorry, I haven't got the thing in front of me.
Away on Sunday. Yeah.
Well, that should aid our cause, shouldn't it?
You'd hope so.
Yeah, as we are better on our travels than we are at home.
What do you think are the odds of us actually spending this money in January? Because every couple of weeks, a new name is coming up that we're linked with. I think that fits the narrative of us going out and just going bang. Do you think it's going to happen?
I think we will, and I think we have to, because we still recognise that we haven't got that left-sided player. So I read an interesting article yesterday that told us, surprise, surprise, if we receive a bid of 40 million or above, we're happy to let Brennan Johnson be on his way. Sorry, guys.
Another one off you, fuck.
That'll hurt. This is a funny one. Prepared to let Tell and Odebear leave on loan because we acknowledge they need first team football somewhere. So
and who wrote that?
Well, I'll share it with you after this conversation.
What is it, top secret? Does it come from MI5?
No, I can't remember who the author was.
Oh, I see. Listen, that would be great. But I mean, I made the point before the Brentford game. Before we start pointing the finger at Thomas Frank, sorry. We need to tune in next week when you're speaking you. But we need him to have a proficient squad, and then for everybody just to stand still so he can pick a side and produce something that looks, because people are picking holes in this guy every time he does something. Anyway, that's a separate thing. But no, I mean, I would sell, I would bin, I would retire Tell and Odebear. They're not fit to play at this level. But then if we don't have them, who do we have to play in their stead? Nobody, because we've got 7 other players out injured.
Okay, just to fill the gaps, check your WhatsApp streams, and there it is. Like anything, you can take it with a pinch of salt, but I have followed this chap, and he has proved quite relevant and reliable in the past.
Okay, so this is Adam Wharton, which with the greatest of respect.
No, if you look further down, it tells you. So Adam Wharton, we have known, has always been a target for the club. I doubt if we would get him, but if we could, if you watch the Palace game yesterday, he absolutely dominated that midfield and would be exceptional for us.
I'd take. The thing is with Crystal Palace as well. Okay, Brighton scored a late equaliser, but that was a case of Brighton scored a late equaliser. But honestly, Crystal Palace. Oh no, it's the wrong game, isn't it? Crystal Palace were brilliant. Gahey at the end, brilliant, absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Superb. He had a superb game against Fulham. Brilliant. He's the sort of guy we need.
We need Gahey. If we could get an Adam Wharton, he'd transform the midfield. And then we're also seeing absolute rave reviews coming from this Luka Vuskovic. So you've got to be giving him a pathway into the team. They reckon at 18 years of age, he'll be 19 next year, that he'll be a regular start for Croatia at the World Cup. So who knows what the ceiling for that guy is. So if we're saying we've got these talents, we can't be killing their careers by going out to sign another centre-back. When you've got Danso, who's reliable when he's called on, he doesn't set any problems. The more priority is at the left-back position. A Doggy, he's hit and miss, isn't he? He's not got that final product in the final third. So you're rotating between him and Spence. Spence isn't a left-back, he's a right-back. When he gets in the left position, he tries to go with the right foot. He never goes on the outside. So we could most certainly better that position. Sorry, guys, Ben Davies is about to leave the club. And again, at right back, is Pedro Porro really the answer? As I think when he comes up against a team with better quality and calibre than Brentford, not derogatory to them, but the big boys, they always pick him. And Man City don't let good players go, but they were prepared to let Porro go before he went out to Spain and then Portugal before we signed him.
Porro cropped up on my brain yesterday because I was thinking, I didn't think he was exceptional, Archie Gray, against...
No. That's what
but he was decent enough. But I think a lot of that was the fact that he was actually playing in his preferred role. And I think Porro's preferred role is as a winger.
Wing back.
Yeah, wing back. And I think we need to buy a proper right back to go behind him.
And then,
which I did say literally after I saw him play about 2 or 3 times for us when we bought him.
Then in midfield, Bentancur played okay on Saturday. But again, Bentancur was not an exceptional player. He's an average player. But it's perhaps come at a good time for us that Papa Matasar is heading off to the African Nations Cup on the 15th of December. Because at the moment, he doesn't know what he is. And he was pretty average on against Fulham, wasn't he? He was all over the place. And he came on Saturday and didn't set the world alight. Kudus played well on Saturday. Just needs to learn better when to release the first ball, as he's got a tendency to try and hang on and do too much himself.
I actually think Kudus just needs to be surrounded by better players, and for that to be a normal thing, opposed to something that falls into his lap every 3 or 4 weeks. That's my take on Kudus. I don't think there's a lot wrong with the lad.
I think he's doing a lot of the heavy lifting up front, though, H. I think that's what's happening here. He's having to do a lot of the heavy lifting because he's not got anybody in front of him that are any good.
No, absolutely right. And I think
so perhaps we've spoken about this time and time again, but I think we need a goalkeeper, because you can't polish a turd, and one decent performance doesn't mean Vicario's the great hope we thought he was. We need a left back. We need that central deep line midfielder, your Adam Wharton type. We need a left winger, and then we need a forward. So there's plenty of needs that we want.
I just go into Crystal Palace and offer and say, right, I'll take Henderson, Gahey, Wharton, and Mateta
every day of the week. Every day of the week.
That'll do nicely. That'll cure most of our problems.
It's not EA Sports, you know.
I don't, a man can dream, mate. Just stop crushing my dreams, you sower of misery, you.
A man of your age, H, must still be playing sensible soccer.
I tell you what,
Sabutio.
If they invent a better game than sensible soccer, I'll get back to you.
Hey, Tony, from a refereeing perspective, did you think Romero was a little bit lucky with his tackle on Saturday?
I think it was an orange.
All right, okay.
Very good.
It's one of those orange cards. It's like
would it be a Terry?
You could sell it either way. You could sell it. Yeah, it might very well be, mate. It might very well be. But so an orange card sponsored by Terry's. It's one of those ones you could sell it either way. I think you got away with a yellow. Probably you could see the point there. If he got sent off, you wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that's
my view.
The general opinion was, yeah.
It's one of those ones where it's on the cusp. It could have gone either way, and either way would have been correct. I know it sounds a bit of almost like an oxymoron because it's either one or the other, but it's not. It's one of those ones where it falls between so many different parts of the criteria for the laws of the game that you can argue either way would have been. We could have sold it either way.
So Adam Wharton, is that the choice of this podcast? That's what I would ask.
Oh, I'd definitely take him, and I'd be inclined if he's available. I think there's a player in that Kobe Mainu who can't get any game time at Man United. I think there's an option there. There are options available, and we've got 23 days until the transfer window opens until January the 1st, and then in 7 weeks the window's shut. So any of those conversations need to be taking place now. You need to get an understanding of, yeah, I'll join you, or no, I won't. And if from the outset it's a no, then move on to other targets. But they've got to be doing that stuff in the background. If they are hell-bent on signing Semenyo, they know the release clause. Their people are talking to his people, and it's a very quick deal to transact. And you do it on the first day of the transfer window. You don't leave it until the last. So
what's happened to Bournemouth though as well, Chris? I mean, Bournemouth have fallen off a cliff, haven't they, form-wise?
Yeah.
But we were told we needed to be Bournemouth.
Hey, you look like you're in
I was assured being Bournemouth was a passport to heaven.
You look like you're in protective custody, and that you're.
I was about to say, he looks like he's in one of those videos where he's
Gentlemen, I hate to break it to you, but I've got the overhead light on. I've got this stupid piece of material that isn't doing anything.
How about sitting with a lighter in front of your chin?
Well, do you know, I did put this on as a joke, and suddenly it went very bright in here. There you go. Look, there you go. It's done it again.
It's very considerate of you to broadcast for our visually impaired followers.
Hello, I am being kept well. My family, I would ask you not to be concerned.
I have returned from.
Yeah, Mr. Marinakis would like me to tell you that this is a great club I play for. I can't wait to sign a new contract, and we always win at Nottingham Forest.
I have returned from the planet Zog.
I bring a message for my people.
But
so,
the thing
right out there, but
I think
I should have gone down the pub, but it's still a bit like a building site. And I thought, no, I'll do it from the office. That'll be more. And I couldn't have picked a worse spot in Europe.
Having been drinking with you at this time in the morning, that would be a bad move.
Well, it wouldn't be that much of a bad move, Christopher, because we don't actually have any beer in the pumps at the moment. But I think that's happening tomorrow.
So, getting back to the Tottenham bit, we also need to get those bums out the door, like your Johnsons. He's never going.
Yeah, but no, Johnson. It's Johnson again. There are people out there buying shirts with Johnson on the back
and rainbows.
This is the fan base that the club has created, and it's going to take a braver man than I. I mentioned this to Tony earlier, or to you, or somebody earlier. Gradually, the whatever the words are, the nouns or the adjectives are coming out of people's bios.
The pronouns.
Pronouns, including Sadiq Khan, who put his back in and then said, well, no, they came out by accident. It's like they fell out on the way to the shops. No, people, and the sooner all of this stuff is deconstructed, dismantled, I am actually sat here in the fucking dark.
Mate, honestly, it's ridiculous. You've bought the only light bulbs in the country that when you turn them on, they make the room darker.
That is actually, am I making the room am I making me brighter by blocking out the light bulb? I'm not really sure what's going on here. But anyway, no, I mean, but all this craziness needs to get behind us. And so we can actually, like I said to you previously, speak as we find. Opposed to, well, I think he's really nice and really lovely and hope it works. Stop making excuses.
Yeah, exactly. But
there's too many.
He said from the witness protection program.
Yeah. I was only working with them at the time, and I'm not actually Irish. I have adapted this voice for legal reasons.
Yeah. His voice was played by an actor.
Hello. This is shocking.
But we need based on the Brentford game, which was lots of positives, but there'll only be short-lived positives if we don't do the same against Nottingham Forest and against Liverpool and Slavia Prague as well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing we've got to do.
We need to do better in the Champions League. That goes without saying. Or we're not going to make the cut. And we need to do better in the league. I mean, look, we propelled up to, what was it, 8th or something?
I think we were 8th for some time. But I think we're down to, let me just double check. I think we're 10th now, something like that. I think. Yeah,
but everything's got such a temporary feel about it. That's the problem.
Yeah, we're 10th. We're only a point behind Liverpool. To be fair though, we're only 3 points behind Crystal Palace, who are in 4th. I mean, fantastic. I mean, Crystal Palace and Aston Villa weekend, just stunning.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
Great stuff.
So thinking of your favourite member of staff, Lang. Any thoughts, Christopher, on this business with Aston Villa looking rather good?
I know I'm in trouble when
after he gone.
I know I'm in trouble when you refer to me as Christopher.
Well, it was to get your attention, to be honest.
Perhaps the positivity sits with Unai Emery, who is a very good coach and has always been a very good coach. And you watch that Arsenal game on Saturday, and they are light years ahead of us. We are Marty McFly in Back to the Future, going to see Dr. Emmett Brown. Their performance.
Oh, bit of light. There we go.
I'd never really got the hype around that Morgan Rogers until I watched the game on Saturday. I thought, Jesus,
Morgan Rogers is good.
Yeah, got a bit about him.
He's good. He's good, Chris. I've seen him change games. I've seen him change games.
And he's got a very attractive current life partner.
But they were really pleasing on the eye. They took it to Arsenal, and you know what? That Ollie Watkins is perhaps coming towards the latter part of his career.
He's finished.
Yeah. But you thought if they had a goal scorer in that side, they'd have wiped the floor with him. And,
I was at the young boys game, as we all know.
Trust you to be.
Yeah, and I was just helping them out. And,
are you sure it wasn't at the game with the young boys?
I know what I was up to. Don't worry about a thing. Ignore everything I told the police. But no, it was Morgan Rogers was excellent, and Ollie Watkins, when he did come on, was just who cares? But they've got something going on at Villa. They're talking to each other, they're passing to each other, and they keep a very pleasing shape on the pitch.
Buendia's been a bit of a revelation as well, hasn't he, since he's come back? He seems to have found some form. And again, if you've got a good manager who is allowed to develop his squad, because Emery's been there for 3 or 4 years now, hasn't he, at Aston Villa? He's been allowed to develop the squad. He's been allowed to get the people he wants in. He's been allowed to play. Everyone was screaming at him at the start of the season when they couldn't win a game in the first few games of the season, could they?
Yeah.
First 6 or 7. Now look at them. They're in third. They're in third place. So hello.
Don't forget, we've got a fan base which was sharing the Bosnich clip of him saying that we shouldn't have sacked Ange.
Yeah,
that clip got far more plays than it should have had.
I refer you back to my previous comment, though, H, about what people are like on social media. There's more stupid people on social media.
No, 100%. I mean, the idea that Ange would have been allowed to continue. Just beggars belief. I mean, how stupid do you have to be? But you've got to be stupid enough to say, well, 22 losses, it's not that bad.
Well, I'm sure Andrew will be waiting at Sydney International Airport to welcome us into his nation during the pre-season tour.
I don't think he's even there, is he? Is he still in the UK? That's my understanding.
Probably in Greece, enjoying his pita bread.
Well, no wonder he's the size he is, if that's the main part of his diet.
So yeah, we've got to be getting those players out the door. We've got to be bringing those in. And the quality of the Premiership somewhat lacking this season, that with the exception of Man City and Arsenal, who will be battling out for the Championship and second place, beneath them is very hit and miss. So without even playing well this season and suffering the defeats that we have, we're still in touching distance of that top 4 or 5. And that,
I would like to see everybody improve, but I think the Premier League has been hit and miss for some time.
Yeah, well, look at Everton. They were up into 5th place at the weekend, and the Everton fans have been critical of David Moyes, saying he plays a boring style of football. But what I have noticed from Everton over the last couple of games is that Kiernan Dewsbury Hall is turning into a real player for them. The winner when they beat, who was it, when they had 10 men? Man United away at Old Trafford. And then he got on the score sheet again yesterday. And that was a player who seemingly was highly rated at Leicester, then did a lot like lots did, went to Chelsea, never worked out for him. But they've picked up an English player there with experience of the league who's added goals to his game, and he looks a half-decent player.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's boring, but I really hope we make a difference this January. If we don't, then we're going to be in a world of pain. Things aren't great at the moment. There's a little bit of a, thank goodness for that after the Brentford win, but it just isn't. It isn't good enough. I'm getting kind of bored of saying it, but it just isn't good enough, and the quality isn't there.
Well, go back to the quality, H. I mean, the fact is we're only 4 points off of 5th place, and yet we've been playing like, apart from, with one or two limited exceptions, we've been playing like shite. And yet we're still only 4 points off. That just shows you the sort of like the dearth of the competition, as it were. And there's only two or three teams, and the 3 teams probably playing the best football are in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place.
And we supposedly are waiting to see what will happen with Mwane ahead of the Champions League game, because he limped off against Brentford.
I thought Mwane was played out of position. I think he's a centre forward, not wide on the left. But for me, there is a player in there, and if we can unlock that full potential, I think it will bring us dividends. Who would I rather have up front, Mwane or Richarlison? For me, every week it's Mwane.
Well, Richarlison,
I still maintain Richarlison.
Richarlison's a con man. Daniel Levy bought him because of the repayment.
Yeah, of course. With Everton, he thought he was pulling their pants down, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, do you know something? I just think a lot with Levy, because he doesn't like football. He despises football, and he saw buying Richarlison as a means of making it look as if he'd bought a striker without actually distressing or damaging the profit and loss sheet. Because it would, by the time that you got to the end of the deal, much of it would have been amortized. And we've just heard it all before. It was Sissoko Part 2 is what we've got. And this is why we've got the conspiratorial aspect in the press giving us this, he scored 1,000 goals in 24 games. No, it's just you're not contextualizing things correctly. And you think we're stupid. We're not stupid. And that's why you're getting booed. And if the results don't improve, they are due some more booing, in my view. Yes, I understand it. I know that you don't make anything improve by booing it, but you can encourage stupidity to stop. Outside of a pantomime, most people don't react well to booing. It makes them think again. And just because we want Levy out as a chance has now hit its sort of peak expiry date, it doesn't mean the sentiments of despair and distrust have gone away. Far from it. And as soon as some wag or somebody comes up with a chant that scans as well as we want Levy out and turns the heat on ENIC, all the better. like I say, they've got January. If they don't do business in January, meaningful business in January, then it looks like Levy hasn't left.
I'm sorry, but this nonsense about booing players, and it's all they're so mentally fragile. If they think booing is they're booing because they're not happy with the product. So guess what? Get better, work harder, earn your money.
Yeah.
End of story. That's it.
I don't think many of them can improve, and I think this is the fallacy. The idea that, I mean, like I said before, you can whisper sweet nothings or you can scream into the ear of a donkey, pick what you want, but you're not going to turn it into a grade A racehorse. It's kind of academic. A donkey is a donkey is a donkey.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I agree that we have got a squad of mostly very limited players, but but I'm sure the fan base would actually get behind them more if even that limited talent of a squad were actually giving it a go and trying their hardest and trying to perform and actually putting some meaningful attacks together against better opposition. That's not happening.
But the problem you've got, and I hate to sort of, I have said this before, most coaches have templates they work around, okay? They're not that reactive. The last time we saw really reactive coaching was probably Jose Mourinho. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about this division and other top flights he was in. But that was when he had quality. You cannot, so let's take back in time. Let's go to Stamford Bridge. Mourinho's the footballing genius. His starting 11 that he's picked go out after he's held training during the week. His starting 11 go out. It's not going well. They're hemorrhaging goals, blah, 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 blah. Within 15, 20 minutes or whatever it was, he made 3 substitutions. And he then wins the game back. There's 2 things at play. One, you've got a manager who's extremely confident in himself. And 2, he knows his resources will stand up to the size of the task he's trying to fix. He's trying to rectify the situation. So you've got a situation like Spurs playing pick a side from the last, couple of months. Things aren't going well. What does Frank do? How does Frank shake the box to re-energize that starting 11? He can't, because it's players he's got. And I think, going back to what you said about the tactical side of things, I think he's got players who are having to play slightly within themselves so they limit the opportunity of making mistakes. You wouldn't say to Lionel Messi, just hold it back, low block, blah, 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 all that kind of not negative but cautious stuff. You'd say to him, please be Lionel Messi every game. Do some fantastic zigzag, tinky, pinky, tinky, tink, woo, best boy in the playground stuff. You wouldn't want to put the reins on him. You'd want him to get involved and show you what he can do. But we don't have enough players who are capable of doing that.
Talking about taking the reins off, since what was his name, the ex-Southampton manager who took over at Rangers,
Russell Martin.
Since Russell Martin left and Danny Roll came in, and he's unleashed the reins off of Mikey Moore.
Yeah.
He seems to be improving week in, week out for Rangers. He had a lovely goal at the weekend. Yes, it was Kilmarnock, but it's still a goal. And he had 1 disallowed. So we have all been on the hype train around another generational talent, we're led to believe, who's balling and cooking in the same breath. Well, let's just see how it plays out for that young lad.
Yeah, I don't rate him. I think he's a half-wit, personally.
What, Danny Roll or Mikey Moore?
No. I mean, that guy that was at Southampton.
Yeah, the most dreadful. A man who's shot himself in the foot on more than one occasion, but he does get to go home every night and jump on a sweetie.
Jump on what?
Jump on a sweetie.
Oh, of course. Yes. Of course, that great intellectual woman of our times. Yes, wonderful. Right, we're coming up to the hour mark. I think we struggled for content this time around. I'm not sure if it's just me. Maybe me being in the witness protection program has taken the my brain.
Maybe one day you might deal with the elephant in the room and talk about the missing centre forward we have at the football club.
Well, I did put out a video yesterday to that effect.
But
I mean, I could comment on whether it was a centre forward I was talking about, but it wasn't. It wasn't our man Yves Bissouma. But
okay,
there is a nasty rumour. There's a nasty rumour going around.
Yeah, said rumour was told to me on Saturday. Yeah.
Did you hear that rumour, Tony?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
No,
what rumour was that? Sorry.
Did you hear the nasty rumour that's going around?
Which rumour is that then?
That one of our injured players isn't very injured.
Yes, indeed, yes. It's all allegation at this stage.
Well, we're not naming anybody, so
no. Thank you. Sorry, nasty old cough there. Thank you.
Were you just wiping the Colombian marching powder off your top lip page?
That's what he told the guy in the physio room. Who was concerned about the heart rate.
No. It's not that. It's neat Beecham's.
Yeah,
I've got a cold.
Yeah. It's a new product that Beecham's are trialing, which happens to be 50 quid a sachet.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry about the fact I use a little razor blade. That's got nothing to do with it.
No. I'm just trying to save on hot water. It's a new government initiative. Right, that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get sued, the lawyers are pounding their way through to a darkened room in Birmingham. Most of you are actually subscribing. We've gone fairly healthily over the 50% mark. But for those of you who haven't subscribed, you might want to do that. Just leave it with you. That's it for now. Good luck. Keep it on them.